Well, it's almost been 4 months since Harvey hit southeast Texas and one of the hardest hit areas in Port Arthur. We're getting an update on the recovery progress there, as well as a look at what still needs to be done as we're heading into the new year. Brandon Scott joining us live with Mayor Derek Freeman. They're there at City Hall, and he's giving us an update on where everyone there stands. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Jillian. We heard from the mayor just a few moments ago, pleading for our federal officials, and it's been a thing here in the community of people wanting to see more done from our federal officials. So I'm here with Mayor Freeman, and we just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I mean, obviously, it wasn't just us that was hit hard, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just Harvey. Right after that, Florida, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico all got it bad, just as we did, or some even, you could argue, even worse.
Yeah.
So
and the fires.
And the fires that we're still dealing with right now in California. So the feds are stretched thin, and we know that. But as far as our needs here, Port Arthur's needs, what are some of the things that you guys, if you're asking for help, if you're asking them to help you guys, what are some of the things that you guys could see more help in or really have an urgency for?
We need an emergency package, a funding package, a recovery package. You know, they had something on the docket, I guess, last week for $80 billion, which obviously isn't going to be enough for all the disasters you just spoke about, but it'd be something. We need to start. You know, and inside of that package is what we call our community development block grants. And that's how we rebuild homes and remodel homes, refurbish homes. Those are the dollars we need. Our citizens need those dollars for the long-term recovery. So I'm asking from our last segment is that with anybody in the sound of my voice would call their federal representative, whether it be their congressman, their senator, whoever it is that represents their district and where they live, and ask them and press them and let them know how important this funding is to get that bill through and get it to Southeast Texas.
Now, locally in the state, the politics aren't necessarily as, I guess, inflammatory as they might be on the national level. Everybody locally pretty much agrees on what to do for the citizens of Texas, and definitely Jefferson County and Port Arthur.
Yeah.
Of course, nationally, we've got some politics at play. What have you, at least, what can you guys do as local leaders in terms of informing our representatives on what is needed and trying to get them to reach across the aisle and hopefully they can have some type of influence in the legislature, with the federal, with Congress?
Yeah, no, definitely. If they could just, again, echo our voices, write letters, emails, send voicemails, text messages, whatever you can do, please get the message to our representatives and let them know that we need this funding. It's not just me. I get out there, and again, one thing that when we had this tragedy that I wanted to make sure I got out and made a lot of noise. And they always say the squeaky wheel is going to be the one that gets the oil. And I think that through some of the delegates and the dignitaries that have come to Southeast Texas and kept us top of the mind in Port Arthur, I think it's been a lot of the squeakiness that we've been causing. So I'd encourage people to get out and be squeaky. Get out and make some noise so we can get some oil to calm us down a little bit out here in Port Arthur.
Now, Port Arthur did get a check last week from the governor for debris removal. So I know that's going to go a long way for you guys, because now it's the recovery process. You're seeing folks throw away supplies. That it's not just what was flooded. It's other stuff, the supplies and things like that.
Yeah.
Where are you guys with debris removal, and how's that money going to help you guys?
Well, the one thing that was awesome in the first couple of days, FEMA does 100% payment reimbursement, but then after time they start to do 90-10 matches, 75-25 match, 80-20 match, and the debris had gotten to be at this time a 90-10 match. And with estimates in Port Arthur being about $25 million project, that would be $2.5 million that we had to take out of our coffers, monies we were going to use for streets, infrastructure, to pay that bill. What the governor did last week, graciously, is he came down to Port Arthur and brought us a check for $1.2 million, which is half of our $2.5, basically letting us know that we won't have to come out of our coffers for those millions of dollars, so we could use it for streets and things that we really need to do here in Port Arthur. So we're thankful for them to pick up that 10% match. We're thankful. After we send our invoices in, he'll send us another check for $1.2 million. So we're thankful for that. It'll bring us a long way, and we have a lot of work to do, but we're going to get it done.
I mean, we got about a minute left. None of us have ever seen anything like Harvey, I'm sure, most of us anyway. What have you learned? What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned from this event?
Well, personally, that the material things That's not life. It's about the legacy. I've always, through life, I've never measured my time in money. I've always measured in lives, how many lives I can touch. And after all your accolades and heirlooms and all the belongings and material, it's waterlogged in your front yard. The only thing we had left was our legacy and the lives that we had touched before that storm. So if anything else I learned, it was a testament to me that, man, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's the lives and the interactions and the things that you can do, that you can leave for your family and your kids' is what really matters.
So again, Jillian, we are here with the mayor, and obviously people are still struggling, even though we've come a long way in the 4 months. It's going to be a long way to go, and got the mayor here speaking to that.
And I have one question for you. As the mayor gets out into the community, he's obviously, talking to some of these people that live there. What's kind of the latest that he's hearing from them? I mean, I'm sure it's discouraging, to be where you're at, but there's also been some progress as well. So what's kind of the reaction he's getting?
Julian's asking about what you're hearing from constituents. What is, when you see people, what's sort of the general reaction to where you guys are now, I guess, just lately?
Well, of course, the short term, we're going through the short term housing now. That's being manufactured homes, that's travel trailers, things like that. And people wondering, where's my trailer? Where's my manufactured home? I qualify. So there's caveats that are happening. There wasn't just like tens of thousands of trailers that were on a parking lot somewhere waiting to be deployed to Port Arthur. So FEMA's having to purchase trailers. General Land Office is having to purchase trailers, get them here, get the staff so they can do all the measurements and inspections to get the trailers to the home. So it's been a little longer process, but it's starting to pick up now. That's been the greatest concern. Like, when is my short-term relief coming?
Yeah, so again, housing.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the last segment, and again, as you hear the mayor mention now, housing is still a major concern for people who are both displaced and looking for some of that, some of the government assistance.
Right. Thank you, Brandon. Of course, housing, as he said, a lot of people don't realize how big of a need that still is if they're not in that